Yeah, I get it, you're making some money, like you got our fans to like click on your video and like watch your video, but like does that bring you any kind of like positivity to your life? Like what are you doing? Do you sleep good at night? Like I genuinely wonder.
Yes, I am happy and I sleep perfectly fine. Cry more. The day is finally upon us, ladies and gentlemen, when the Ace family have actually decided to speak about something interesting for once. I know, I'm just as shocked as you. The Ace family, however, have decided to post a video that's around an hour long talking about their housing situation. Now, yes, I did watch the whole thing, which means I sacrificed a lot because nobody should have to listen to Dumb and Dumber for an hour. Nobody. But regardless, I'm not going to waste any more time. We're going to get straight into this video. You know why they're talking about it. You know what situation they're in. However, I will say before we carry on, if you love the Ace family, this video is not going to be for you. Oh yes, they're going to hate me. But let's go.
Hey Ace family!
Welcome back to our channel, guys.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. You switch it up a little bit, a little slow. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we're already pausing it 12 seconds in because Austin McBroom has already, in 12 seconds, taken the award for the cringiest around. Record timing, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually find it hard watching them.
So, would you like to start?
Oh yeah, fuck it. I'm going in right now. You talk your shit right now, man. Whatever, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And I know when she gets started, she's gonna really get going. That's why I'm like trying to tell you my piece first.
Just one thing about what he said. So when he mentioned about people like taking a story and then making it what they think it is or what they want it to be, I will say that it's not always haters. It's not always like, a lot of times, most of the time, people just don't know.
So, for pointers, right, we're 3 minutes in whilst watching this clip right here, and it's the first time they've actually said anything worth reacting to. And when Catherine actually said, oh, I'm going to go in on people, I got a tiny bit excited because I was like, well, who's she going to go in on? Is she going to go in on people like me or some people involved with the house? And you know me, I'm always ready to go in with my word, so I was a little bit excited, but as you'll find out, I was highly disappointed.
And just so you guys know this, 99% of the people in our industry, 99% of entertainers can like owe their careers to PR. Like we've never had it. So if you really think about it, these 1 or 2 outlets and these like T-channel nobodies that have been making videos about us and talking about us in a negative light, it's because they make money off of us and they're using you, your clicks, they're using you. So keep that in mind whenever you see something. If we're not speaking on it, it's because either it's not true, we don't want to give it attention, or we don't even know the answer to it.
What have you done? Firstly, right, I'll agree. 90% of T-channels, in my opinion, aren't actually worth watching because they're all the same and they repeat the same damn points in every single video. However, I wouldn't go as far to say, you know, they're nobodies. Well, they might be to you because apparently in your mind, you two are the only people in the world. Yeah, they aren't nobodies, okay? They have a platform with a massive fan base. Don't sit there and getting all salty and annoyed because these people, including myself, are exposing you for the frauds you are. I know, it's hard to accept, alright? Just deal with it.
We didn't think that like we would have to tell anyone, but what happens is when there's people that do bad things, when there's people that take advantage of people, steal from people, lie to people, eventually their karma catches on. And because we were involved, we were like the front of it. Like it was like almost like it was like our fault almost. And now we're at a position where we have to speak on it, because what I learned in life is if you don't speak on something yourself, someone's gonna do it for you. So
you are going in right now.
So,
I love you for this right now. I'll sit back like I wish I was on the other side of the camera watching you like.
Is she? Because quite honestly, mate, if I listened to her any longer, I would probably end up falling asleep. And you can sit there with grins on your face whilst trying to make a serious video, but I want to see those same grins in about, I don't know, 2 months' time when you get another 10 lawsuits in your postbox. I look forward to it. Don't know what that sound was, but...
So, long story short, we had our house broken into. It was really public. We filmed it. I told Austin to film it. It was really unlike me, but I was like, we have to film this because we have to let people know why we're moving, blah, 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 blah. It was this whole thing. And because at the time, like, it was so public, someone made a fake receipt and said that we hired like a fake cop, and like people were saying that the shit wasn't true. And anyways, just so you guys know, I suffered from severe PTSD from that moment on for about a year or so, and it still continues to live on. One of the reasons why my kids sleep in my bed with me is because I have severe PTSD.
So let me get this straight. You claim you're not trying to play the victim in this situation.
So we are here to finally share with you our house story. Because it's quite interesting, and we're here to educate you guys as well on the mistakes that we've made, because I feel like we're not here to play the victim.
But then respectfully, you know, you bring up these situations which are bad, but the more you bring them up, the more it looks like you're trying to look for sympathy. And this isn't the only time she does this throughout this video, you know, where she brings up something traumatizing and sits there and explains these things whilst grinning. So if you were to ask me, is she telling the truth about all of these things? Probably not.
Okay, now I'm just gonna go right into it, right? Because now I explain like how we even got to this house situation, right? It's two houses, combine them, and it took us about a year to like finish. Like it was a lot of building and stuff. Okay. The contractor who was on site, who created the relationship with Austin, who got Austin to basically be interested in the house, right? The guy who was there every day, he was not a licensed contractor, and he was using someone else's contracting license, and we were unaware of it for 2 years, okay? So he lied to us and said that, you know, he's the contractor, but in reality, the real contractors was this contracting company called T&L Constructions. So they're the real contractors to this house, and the only licensed contractors to this house, okay? That's number one, okay? I think you know where I'm going with this. Because of that, he was able to get everyone on his team to basically screw us.
Okay, okay, 1 second here. Yes, okay, you weren't fully aware about this shady contractor who had this shady team that was apparently screwing you, which is quite ironic because you've been screwing people for years. But what does that say about you two and the team that was surrounding you? Well, let me just put it in the most simplest terms so I think even you can understand. You're just not very intelligent, are you? Because normal people that have the tiniest bit of common sense wouldn't go into this housing situation without doing the right research. So if you ask me, I think these two are just as much at fault here as this apparent shady contractor. Like I said, dumb and dumber.
We made the mistake because we went into escrow without getting the certificate of occupancy, okay? So let me explain something to you.
But, he explained to us that we were able to get it, like, ASAP.
Yeah, he kept saying next week, next week, next week. But the thing is, we learn now from other realtors and other people in the industry, you do not buy a house unless you have the certificate of occupancy.
Explain what that even is.
Okay, so a certificate of occupancy is something that you get. It's a piece of paper that you get from the city that says that they have looked everything over in the house and signed off on everything.
For you to even live in the house.
So that's plumbing, that's pool, that's
power,
everything. Like even the stairs, if they're safe, the walls, everything has to be signed off in order to get their certificate of occupancy.
And what does this say again? That intellect isn't your strong point? You know, I'm starting to think I'm onto something here. We're 15 minutes into this video, right? And they said, oh, we're going to go in on people and explain our side of the story and try and tell you as much of the truth as they possibly can. But you really haven't done that, you know? And I know we've got another 50 minutes to go, but can you hurry up? And all you've done in this video so far, in my opinion, is claim that you're not playing the victim, but then go on to blame everybody apart from yourselves, which they do throughout this entire video, by the way. And I really used to sit here and defend Catherine because she just looks like she's so oblivious to anything that doesn't involve plastic surgery. But after watching this, I think it's safe to say you're just as bad as the man sitting next to you. My heart really does go out to you.
We never got it. We still do not have it. We never got a certificate of occupancy. We are not legally able to be occupants in our home that we've been paying for, that we purchased for almost 3 years. We have never had a certificate of occupancy.
I'm just going to end up repeating myself constantly, aren't I? Whose fault is that? They're saying all of this stuff, which, if true, they're trying to make it come across as if they got scammed, and their fans will eat all of this up, you know. They'll be like, oh my gosh, we were so right about the Ace family, they're actually nice people. Those people, we tend to call them... But realistically though, who goes into a housing situation like the one you were involved in and thinks, oh, we're gonna do no research, but nothing can go wrong? Who does that? Tell me.
Saying since we didn't have the certificate of occupancy, we didn't have like a lot of these things like hot water.
Yeah. Well, we had hot water.
We had temporarily.
A temporary like hot water. It's like really janky. It's like it's really bad.
Yeah.
But like.
So that's what I want to say. We want to make sure we had it. It was just temporary. Like it was how to explain it? Like it was Jimmy rigged. If you guys know what that means.
Just so that we can have hot water.
Yeah.
But just so you guys know, when we first moved into our house, we didn't have hot water, and I was giving my babies full baths because I didn't have a choice.
Think about it, because they're wondering like, if you guys didn't have all the things, how are you actually living there?
Yeah. So like
that's what,
some shit was that? Jimmy fucking rigged. Is that even a word? Jimmy rigged. Like for example, Chef Will has been cooking on little burners for over 2 years. So we've been using all of these for the past couple years to cook. Just so
like
you
if you really watch our videos, and we tried our
that.
best to like not show certain things because obviously, first of all, it looks bad. Second of all, you guys be wondering like, why are you guys not using actually your appliances?
Stop.
The fact that this whole video is just them trying to look for sympathy makes me want to myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, for most of this video up until my next point I want to talk about, which is like around the 40-minute mark, they just constantly talk about things that were wrong with the house. So if you want to hear them talking about a leak in the ceiling or a dodgy swimming pool, go and watch their video, and I'm sure if you watch them religiously you'll have tears in your eyes thinking about how could they go through so much, and more power to you, but I personally won't be shedding the same tear. And you know what, I wasn't going to include this, but whilst actually planning this video, I stopped watching it because I got so bored. I actually went to the toilet and took a nice dump in the hope that when I come back, you know, they'd be talking about something interesting, but no, when I came back, they were still trying to look for sympathy because things were wrong with the house.
Why would I spend $45,000 on a custom door?
45.
Recently.
I think it was more than that, but...
Was it? No, it was 45.
Okay.
It was 43. Why would I spend that much on a door that I'm not gonna even live in the house? Like my goal was to keep and save my home.
I mean, there is a point in the video that I really do question what's in their tea that they're drinking in the morning, because Catherine goes on to say that, you know, lawsuits aren't actually a bad thing. I know you're involved in a lot, but what?
But like a lawsuit doesn't mean that like, oh, you did something wrong. Like if someone sues you, it doesn't mean you did something wrong. It can mean like there was miscommunication, or like there's like you're not agreeing with your partners or something, or something happened. It doesn't always mean something bad. Like people have lawsuits all the time.
But back to the house, you know, they kind of went ahead with all the faults. They should have done the research that somebody should do whilst getting into this situation. I don't know how anyone could feel sorry for them. They didn't do their proper investigations and research and were gullible enough to believe this apparent contractor that's so shady, like your fans, by the way, who are gullible enough to believe anything that comes out of your mouth. And after we get blaming everybody else and talking about a swimming pool, you know, how are people supposed to relate to that? Like, how does anyone feel sorry for somebody that's got a dodgy swimming pool? And they also blame the pandemic as well. No stone unturned here. But they then go on to address something interesting by talking about criticism that they were facing on the internet during this whole situation.
And this is what's crazy. This is what I have to say. Sorry for you, keep going. Like, this is what's crazy. Like the fact that people were having so much fun with this drama about our house.
Like
people
angry.
No.
Like,
people were literally like
happy
that our house was like under foreclosure. Like we were gonna lose our house. Like people really thought this was like the best thing that's ever happened to the world.
It's like they were just like so happy to hear that. Like it was
guys,
great
like
news.
God damn.
Like bitch, get out of your house.
Like have a heart. Like have a heart. Like,
I don't think anybody was happy with the fact you were losing your house, you know. Maybe there were some people on the internet that actually wanted you to lose the house. I mean, me personally, right, I was just laughing at the fact that all of this was going on, yet they failed to address anything. And when they did address it, you know, they said, oh, it wasn't true and everybody was just internet haters. But now they've come out and made this video saying, you know, it's effectively true. Can you see why people don't like you? I know it might be hard for you to understand, but just try for me, okay? I want you to be better people.
Why the hell are you saying all these condescending ass remarks and being so angry and bitter and just evil when, like, we're going through some shit? Clearly we're going through something. Maybe you don't know what it is, but like, why are you being so negative? Like, what does that do for you? Like, does that bring you any kind of joy and happiness in your life? Like, all it does is affect you. Like, that's a frequency. You're saying these words, you're thinking these thoughts, that's a frequency, that's a reflection of you. You're only getting that back to yourself.
So I just had to touch on that because I thought that was outrageous that people were laughing.
Like, especially the people like in our entertainment industry. Like, if you're out here like making videos and joking around and like saying all this shit, I'm like, shame on you. Like, what are you doing? Like, does that make you look good? Like, is that funny to you? Like, yeah, I get it, you're making some money, like you got our fans to like click on your video and like watch your video, but like, does that bring you any kind of like positivity to your life? Like, what are you doing? Do you sleep good at night? Like, I genuinely wonder.
Yes, I am happy and I sleep perfectly fine. Cry more. All you've done in this video, Catherine, is and moan and moan at all the things that were wrong with the house, and you were victims of a scam, which is quite funny. Isn't it really? And you could sit there and say, oh, you're vibrating at a low frequency. How can you be so bitter? How can you insult someone? Do you not have a heart? But aren't you exactly doing the same thing right now? You seem a bit tense, Catherine. You know, just take a deep breath. It is fine. You know, if you can't handle what's on the internet, just don't go on. Now, it's quite funny because everybody was making their videos pretty much on the foreclosure and the auction, which is something they barely speak about in terms of everything else. You know, they kind of gloss over it, they talk about it a little bit, and then straight away move on to something else. Kind of think it's because they don't want to talk about it.
And then one day, I'm on like Instagram or something, and someone goes, why is your house under foreclosure? And I'm like, what the hell? My house under foreclosure? So then I call Alan, I'm like, Alan, why did I just see this comment? Someone said our house under foreclosure. He's like, oh yeah, we just found out right now. I'm trying to figure it out for you. Another thing you guys have to know. During the pandemic, when I saw that person say, why is your house under foreclosure? I literally fucking lost it. I lost it. I lost it and I broke down and I drove to my brother's house and I like was crying my eyes out, and my brother's like, don't worry. And I'm like, I have to speak up. And he's like, there's a time for everything. Never speak up when you're angry.
I don't know who sweeps like that, but I think you kind of get it. But to round off this hour-long video that I've tried to condense as much as I can without wasting any of your time, trust me, it was hard because listening to these two, it's like watch your paint dry, mate. But they round it off by saying that you should use the Ace family as a life lesson and don't do any of the mistakes they've done. What?
So to close this off and to finish it,
He's trying to tell us where we have to go.
No, not that. I'm saying, like, take this as a learning lesson. Use us as an example. Please use us as an example. Because when it comes to purchasing,
keep this in your mind. Even if you're not planning on purchasing a home for 10 years, just always keep this in your mind.
So when it comes to purchasing a home,
yeah, won't lie, you'd be the last people I take any advice from. So there we have it. Catherine McBroom has addressed the whole housing situation, not the Ace family addressing the housing situation, because Austin McBroom sat there and really said, cool. But what did you think about the whole video if you watched it? Do you feel sorry for them? Do you feel sorry for all the mistakes that were with the house that they should have really noticed, not 5, 10, 15 years down the line? Or are you just tired of hearing them making excuses over and over again? I'd be interested to know. And being as now Catherine has addressed a topic that we have spoken about extensively on this channel, I think it's only right as well we move on from the house auction foreclosure and talk about things that might not be true in this video, because oh boy, I'm sure there's going to be things that come out that you know, weren't exactly the whole truth, you know what I mean. But if you have enjoyed today, then please for me make sure to leave a like rating, and if you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss an unfiltered video. And my socials will be down below in the description if you want to follow me. I've set up a new Instagram that's away from my public account, because who really cares about me going to the gym 5 times a day? No, I don't really care. So I've set up a new one. If you want to follow me, it's absolutely free. You don't have to. But who doesn't like free things? But I'm going to end the video there. So as always, it has been your boy JD. Please for me, make sure to always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace. See you next time.